Hey guys, I'm back again, and this is going to be my review of Mama. Um, I just saw this today, and I want to pump out this video as quickly as I can before the weekend ends. So, Mama. What is there to say about Mama? Well, let's take a look at the plot. You have these two kids who are being driven by their dad, I believe it is, and they drive off a cliff, and they go to this rundown shack in the woods, and he's going to kill the kids, but then this creature attacks him and pulls him away. So, cut to 5 years later, we then are introduced to our main character, who is played by what's that girl's name? Jessica Chastain, and she's a chick in a band. I think she's either a bassist or a guitarist. I'm not really sure. And one day, these two guys find the kids who are fucked up, and her boyfriend wants to take the kids and take care of them instead of their aunt. And then when the kids go into the house, a bunch of freaky shit happens. I am not a huge fan of horror movies anymore. In my personal opinion, horror movies are dying. It's very, it's very, it's kind of odd when you get a scary movie that's actually good. Like the last decent one that I saw was Sinister, and that was only because of the characters, that they were interesting, they were likable, and I cared about the situation that they were in, and I wanted them to get out of that situation alive. Jessica Chastain, however, I don't like her character at all. I think she's completely bitchy. She's just I mean, like you flat out know her character in the first line of the movie. She's taking a piss, and she looks at a little pregnancy thing, and she says, "Thank you, God." So right off the bat, you're like, "Oh, she doesn't like kids." Okay, but it's not. The movie's not really that scary. I wasn't scared at all in this. In fact, I found it to be actually kind of funny in a way, because I think seeing this in a theater, I'm sick and tired of people using surround sound as the thing to scare you the most. And by that I mean they're jump scares. Like something pops out in front of you, they make a loud noise, and all that stuff. I think the thing that scares me the most, when I go see a movie, is when they can do something creative without using surround sound or bass or anything. They use the 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 imagery to scare you, and they do this twice in the movie, and those are the best scenes in the movie. When they don't have a jump scare, there's a shot in the movie where one of the girls is pulling a blanket, and someone's pulling her too, and you're like, oh, that's just the other kid doing it. And then you see the other kid walk across the room, you're like, oh shit, that was kind of cool actually. And then they do it again towards the end, but it's not as cool as the first time you saw it. But little things like that are cool. Unfortunately, this movie has a lot of jump scares. And I'm sick and tired of jump scares. One of the things, I think, one of the movies that did this for me and proved that horror movies were dying is the remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street, where every single fucking scare in the movie is a jump scare, where Krueger just jumps out and then the fucking theater bass is louder than a motherfucker, and it wasn't even that scary. This is kind of the same thing, except it's not over the top as that movie was. I didn't think this movie was all that bad. I think that the little girls were just fantastic actors. And I also think some of the effects of Mama, they were kind of cool. But other than that, I thought that this was a forgettable movie. I thought that these two characters are, no, the two main characters are stupid. I mean, one of the girls, one of the girls literally walks on all fours and makes noises. She's like, "Mama, Mama," and it's like, yeah, I want that in my house. Okay, that just turned me completely off. You should have gave these kids to the aunt. That would have made a much more interesting story if you think about it. And then the aunt says, I don't want these kids anymore. That would have made much more sense than what we're given here. And then there's a scene where the aunt comes in. She says, I want to take these kids. And I would think, because Jessica Chastain doesn't like these kids, you would think she would be like, oh yeah, you can take them. But she doesn't take them. I thought you didn't like fucking kids. Why don't you give them to her and quit being a brat? But that's really all I can say about it. I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it didn't make me angry. It didn't make me aggravated. It's just not for me. I mean, lots of people dug it. I heard it's got like a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. So there's a couple people that find it creepy. So some say it's original. I completely disagree with that. But if you like this kind of thing, good for you. I don't. But I'm going to be very nice, and I'm going to give Mama a solid rental. Don't go see it in a theater. You can see it on DVD, or if it gets on Netflix. It's not a waste of time. I think people who like jump scary type of crap, you'll like this too. It's just neat images. Two little girls who are great actors. And even though Jessica Chastain is really, really attractive in the movie, she's still annoying and bitchy. And I can't stand people like that in movies. So that was my review of Mama. I know that kind of sucked, but I wanted to get this out as quickly as I can before the weekend starts, because I have another busy weekend ahead of me. Well, that does it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, follow me on my Twitter account. I would suggest don't add me on Facebook, because that's used for more personal stuff and family stuff. But follow me on Twitter. I'm always on that thing. Well, thank you so much. I am JustinSlaght. Thank you for watching. Take care.